Hello there. Welcome into the 13th Webcam Weekly Wrapup Podcast. I'm Christopher Setterlin. This will be the last one of 2024. We're like in that period, the end of the holiday season, my favorite time of year coming to an end. And then it's going to be the darkness of winter for the next 2 months or more. Oh, man. But it's not done yet. We still got New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So we got that. This is the podcast, the video podcast that goes over my week that was, the fun, the foolish, sometimes poignant, not that often. I got lighting a little bit different here. I had a recommendation. Shout out to my buddy Greg. He said maybe do something with the lighting. I will say my setup here, it's a little bit in flux. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, by next week that I will have a different setup. I'm not saying the background is going to be suddenly unbelievable, but this is all work in progress. Like, I've never done video podcasts. I used to do live streams for my Instagram followers that was hand in hand with the audio podcast. But as we go, 13 episodes in, I hope you've been enjoying them. I have lots of visual aids from the week that was. So it's not just me staring into the camera, which it is what I do, but we splice in other things to break up the monotony of my face. For example, it was Christmas this week. I got lots of candy. Look. Oh, candy. Yay! Everywhere. I'm shocked that did not shut off my webcam. I think you guys saw last week that I had the bungee cords and I dropped them down and it unplugged the webcam here. It's like insane. So the beginning of this week, I was doing a little bit of cleaning, more like collecting things to throw away. That's a lot of it. Putting stuff in a dumpster. I found a nightlight that I haven't seen that thing in probably 7, 8 years. Haven't used it. I don't know why I had it. I'm not afraid of the dark, but maybe it was to help when the other end of my apartment was unfinished and it could be dangerous to go in there at night with no light. Maybe. But I found this night light and I'm like, ooh, I can't just throw it away. I should keep it. So I plugged it into one of the outlets. And as soon as I flicked it on, it blew out. The light just exploded. I was like, all right in the trash that went. This falls into the good problems department. And so I got my Christmas bonus at my day job as a trainer, which that was all good. It was a check my boss wrote out. So I went to the bank where it's through. And if you don't have an account through them, you bring your driver's license, you sign the back of the check. It's pretty basic. The good problem came with the fact that the bonus was a good size. So when I went to cash it, I had also just come from the gym. So I had this kind of ratty hoodie on and shorts. And I don't think I looked like I would be someone that was getting a good size bonus for my work. I looked like someone that was collecting cans from the side of the building and I just wandered in. So the woman behind the counter took the check and she was like, "Excuse me for a minute." And I could see her go into another room because it was glass. And she got on the phone and called my boss to ask him if this was legit. That's what I looked like. I think they have to do it for any large amount of money. But the fact that they had to do it for me, I was like, oh, that makes me feel good. Like I should have come in with a suit and tie on. Like then she would have been like, "Ooh, we could see you deserve this money, sir." But instead, they were like, "Yeah, we'll see." So a fun little game that I like to play when I'm bored, I guess, is I leave my chat window open on Facebook with the list of anyone that's online. And typically, if you open the screen, you can see probably like 12 names before you'd have to scroll down. And I kind of imagine what a get together would be like with those 12 people. like who would go with who, how the conversations would go. Would I have to intervene in fights or would I have to introduce strangers to each other? I don't know. I find it interesting. Hey, it could be worse. I could be doing that same thing, but I'd have little dolls to represent them, like the Weebles, the little ones. Just be like, hi, my name is so and so. Oh, nice to meet you. And I just have them scattered on this table here like I'm insane. They'd be calling for the straitjacket for me then. So I waited until Christmas Day to wrap my gifts, mainly because I was debating. I've had years when I haven't wrapped gifts. I have brought like recyclable bags and such and just stuff things in them and hold it shut so people can't see. But I was like, all right, I'll wrap them. What I ended up doing was I did this backwards. I should have wrapped the big gift first and all the littler ones after. Because what ended up happening, you can imagine, I ran out of wrapping paper when wrapping the gift for my mother, which was a larger size. So what I had to do was kind of make the best of it. I was looking around to find something that could cover the other half of the box. My sister Ashley said I could just hold the unwrapped part to my chest as I walked in. I'm like, God, please. So what I did was I took some of my old writing merch, writing promotional material like this. See? They're pretty big in size. So I took a few of these and I wrapped them over the other side of my mother's gift with the blank side. Because I'm not going to give these away. Meet the author for a book that came out 4 years ago. Like, okay. I still like them though. I've debated like signing these for Patreon subscribers or, things like that. Otherwise, they go right back in the closet over there. So hilarity ensued on Christmas, though, besides me not finishing wrapping my mother's gift, when my aunt, my Aunt Amy, my mother's sister, she went and got her to come over and spend Christmas with us. My sister's dog, Buddha, who looks like a fluffier German shepherd, he hasn't seen her much. So he was very standoffish, barking at her a lot to the point where he was barking almost nonstop at her for like 2 hours. But that's not the funny part. The funny part came when dinner was going. Chicken parm. Oh my God. Chicken parm for dinner. Anyway, so Buddha's going around making the rounds, trying to get scraps and get fed. And once everyone had turned him down, then he went to my aunt. It was kind of like, yeah, I know I've been barking at you for hours, but can I have some chicken parm? Like, it was just funny. She didn't give him any, but still, he was like, oh man, I got to go ask you for food. Fine. I think it's funny that his hunger is stronger than his hatred of people or fear of people. It's sort of like, hopefully, he doesn't see any people on the street with white vans with dog food, dog biscuits. It's like kids with candy with strangers. Don't get in the car with them. As many of you know, I've been sober going on 4.5 years. I quit drinking in September 2020. I had issues with it for a few years. Like, we're talking drinking every day for months and months and months, where it just became like a reflex action. Anyway, it's this being sober has its benefits besides being way better for you. But I mean, the benefits, for example, is going to a party where everyone else is drinking and you're totally lucid and you can just kind of watch them all descend into varying degrees of inebriation. The best part of that is you start getting things that you see that can be used as blackmail, but they're my friends. I was at my buddy Steve's house for his Christmas Eve party. So it was a bunch of us that, a lot of his family, his wife Amanda's family, but then people I've known for 30 plus years. So I'm not going to use anything for blackmail. Besides, it wasn't that bad. Besides, I'm almost going to be 50 in a few years. So it's like blackmailing friends to like what? Get more candy? I've got candy. Like I'm not 16 anymore. I wish I was, but it's another sad thing. So I hadn't been into the local vitamin shop in a while. I used to in the time before COVID. I was up. Hyannis is the next town over. It's like the hub of business of Cape Cod, if that means anything. But I was up there a lot. I used to go to the gym in Hyannis, so I'd be up there way more. I'd be in vitamin shop trying out everything. I'm notorious for being a guinea pig for basically any kind of energy drink, supplements. I'll try it. And I'm 47 and I'm pretty healthy. So I'm not saying everyone should just try all these supplements. I think I'm just lucky in that way. So don't listen to me when it comes to that. But normally, when I would go into Vitamin Shop or GNC, or down here we have Cape Cod Nutrition Corner, up until 2019, end of 2019, I'd go into these places. I'd know exactly what I want and I'd go around and get it. I went in this week to Vitamin Shop and there's a young girl working, probably early 20s. And when she asked me if I needed help finding anything, I actually did, which I was like, oh man, all right. I just explained that I'm looking for things I hadn't tried before. I said, what's your newest energy drinks and such? I got gym weed. Don't know that one. That'll be tomorrow. I got Rise Fuel. Okay. I had one earlier. It was like Gorilla Mind. It was good. I went to the gym and it was a good old time, but I'm one that I will try anything. I wanted to try the Rise because they have a pre workout that's Rise, but some of it was in their clearance bin. So I was like, oh, I don't want to spend money more so on something that might be crap. I was like, I'll spend $3 on this drink rather than $35 on discontinued stuff that no one likes. There's been a whole lot of stuff I've had to edit out of this because of me dumping candy on myself. I've been doing outtakes, well, not purposely, but at the end of these videos, when I start to edit them, there are things that I just cut out. Some of them, it's me wandering away to get stuff and just yelling. Others is today, it's me stepping on candy every time I get off this seat. But I'm going to be doing a outtakes video, likely on Patreon, once I get enough material to make it where it's just all stupidity from me. But that's, I've just noticed in this video, there's way more stuff that I got to cut out. As I said, we're getting towards the end of 2024. The holiday season is coming to an end. I hope everyone had a good season. You know, whatever you celebrate, I hope you had the best one yet. My Christmas tree is still up. It'll likely be up for another couple of weeks. I'm in no rush to bring it down, but I will say that the stand that it's on that used to have my Nana's TV on it, I'm debating getting a smart TV or something for over there. So eventually Santa and his crew will have to vacate the premises there. Have any of you gone out, you know, shopping after Christmas, like for the deals? I waited until the day after Christmas to start ordering things. For example, I ordered a office chair, a nice padded rolling chair. I'm looking at it. The box came like the minute before I started recording. So I got an alert on my phone. Your package has been delivered by Staples. And it's on the front step. It's this gigantic white box, which means I got to put it together. All these boxes, I'm going to have to just like turn them into a fort or something. But yeah, I didn't know if anyone had gone out wherever you're from and try to shop if it's crazy. I'm laying low. Although I did go to, have any of you been to Five Below? It's a good place to get things that are cheap. I got this. It's a massager. If I didn't explain what it was, if I just held this up and said, here, I got this, like, what would you think it was? It's like it's for massaging. Like this would massage my arm. Am I gonna demonstrate this? I guess, but like neck, just strangle me with it like that. But it's meant to massage muscles. It was $5. Like you can put your arm through it around your leg. If you have a rolling stick or a foam roller, I'm not gonna go get them. I'll just put them up on screen. It's similar to that. Sakes. It was $5 though. I highly recommend if you need things, go there. They got good things. But I hope everyone had a good holiday season. This is going to be going up on the Monday before New Year's. So have a safe and happy New Year's Eve. Like I said, I don't drink, so I don't really go out and celebrate New Year's Eve like I used to. I've got enough stories of surviving New Year's Eve. I'll give you one because I don't want to get myself in too much trouble because it does involve drinking and driving. Sorry. Sorry to all the kids watching. Don't follow my example. I went to a local bar restaurant. My favorite, I used to go there all the time for every holiday. Oliver's, my buddy Greg, I mentioned, that's his family's place. That's partially why I went. But this was probably 2013, I want to say. But I went down there, met a bunch of people for New Year's, drinking, yes. But it was also snowing, like pretty good snow out. I didn't live that far from there, less than 10-minute drive. Plus, I could take back roads, so you wouldn't normally see police. I have home field advantage. I kind of know where they all are. That's not good to say. But I ended up leaving there at 12:30 in the morning, get out to my car feeling good, and the back road to take home, it's very winding and hilly and snow and good buzz going on. That was probably out of every drive I've ever done, it's one of the ones where I was like, I'm probably going to get killed on this drive. The last one I had like that was when I took a road trip up to northern New England back in August of this year. And I was driving through the rain in the middle of New Hampshire. And it was so bad. I was like, because I didn't know where I was as far as the roads go. But I was like, man, I'm going to end up crashing and just like in a ditch in the middle of nowhere, New Hampshire. And that's going to be like how my story ends. I don't miss those partying days. I really don't. Like I like having fun, like going to my buddy Steve's for the Christmas Eve party. Oh, it was so much fun. I guess I would say I don't miss going out to random places with randos and drinking and like I don't miss that, but I enjoy like meeting up with friends and family. I'm hoping that any of you out there that you had a lot of friends, family, food and fun for your holiday season. And as we wrap up here, if you enjoy these sorts of video podcasts, maybe not ones with me dumping candy on myself, I can't promise that every week. But if you enjoy these, if you want to support me, support my content, $5 a month on patreon.com. You get access to bonus podcast episodes. You get early access to YouTube videos. You get a lot of new stuff that keeps popping in my head. One such thing was taking an old blog of mine that I was talking about for the newest Patreon podcast, which will drop on New Year's Day. I was talking about this old blog from February 2011. And I even say in the podcast, this is so random that I bet I could plug it into ChatGPT and have it make me like a story or a TV show. And I did. And it actually came out. They named the show Chris Unfiltered. And it's so funny. So, what I've started doing is now going back through my other blogs from the time and finding ones that would fit the next episode of this TV show. Those are going to be the blogs. They're on my blog, they're on the free tier of Patreon so that if you don't go to my blog, you can see them. Because I'm not going to, put those behind the paywall because that's just a bonus thing that popped in my head. If you don't want to do monthly subscriptions to Patreon, you can always do buy me a coffee. That's one shot deals. That's all good too. I think I say you can go as low as $1. So give me $1. I could buy, I don't know how many of the old small Reese cups you can buy for $1 now. Probably like two, but it's all good. The best thing you can do is spread the word about my YouTube videos, subscribe to the channel, about my homepage, ChristopherSetterland.com, with links to all 9 of my books. You could check out the audio podcast, more than 170 episodes. I'm in my 5th year of doing this now. Man. So there's all that stuff. I'm never at a lack for things to do as far as content goes, and I'm always finding new things. But that will wrap up the 13th Webcam Weekly Wrap-Up show. The Initial Impressions 2.0 blog is where this is all located. So you can go check that out. That's the full blog. I can't do the full blog. Even now, it's longer than I thought it would be, but I'll be cutting out a lot of me stepping on candy. So that'll be not part of this. But thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back next week, next year. Hopefully, it'll be just as wacky and wild as it has been all these other shows. Have a safe and happy, healthy end of 2024, new year. If you go out partying, be safe. Until next time, though, I am Christopher Setterland, and I will see you next time.